So I just reviewed the QKZ VK4, and as I promised in that video, we're gonna take a look at the other QKZs here in the channel. So we have 7 QKZs with our very nice flower arrangement here. And this is the ultimate comparison of 7 QKZs here in this channel. So we have the QKZ CK9, we have the CK8, CK7, the CK5, the VK4, and the VK3, and also we have the KD7. So I have 7 QKZs, and typical with QKZs, this ranges under $10, so very nice price. And there's a wide variety of QKZs, but which one is for you, we're gonna find out in this video. So we're gonna start actually with my least favorite going to my most favorite, to my top 3 QKZs. That's what we're gonna figure out here in this video. So let's start first with my least favorite, and that is the QKZ CK9. So the CK9 is a kind of a warm and smooth IEM. It's a lively sounding IEM. It's dynamic and also warmish, smooth in presentation. So definitely the bass is elevated here. Actually not super duper punchy bass. It's kind of a relaxed bass overall. So much like the MH755s. The mids is a bit recessed and a bit thin. The highs are actually fairly good in extension. So the strength here is definitely the bass region. So the bass is 5 to 10 dB forward in the mix. So actually for bass heads, this is maybe the QKZ that you should consider. However, I'm not a big fan of the whole signature altogether. It sounds too muddy for me, and also no ear hooks in terms of the overall design. So CK9 maybe for bass heads, but I do have other recommendations in this list. So number 6 is the QKZ CK8. So it's a relaxed sounding IEM overall. It's a toned down presentation and a clean and dry presentation overall. So this is different compared to the CK9. This is a more clean presentation overall. So tonality is a bit different compared to the CK9. This is kind of a more metally kind of tonality. So this is a V-shaped sound. It's actually a balanced sound, and it's actually clean in presentation. So because of the clean presentation, the separation is actually pretty good with the CK8. There's enough extension on top, so the mids are nice but can be a bit thin, and the bass is also tight in terms of the presentation. So the strength here is definitely the clean sound and the extended highs on top. So this is more of a clarity focused IEM. If you're into highs, the CK8 might be for you. So over the CK9, the CK8 has a better signature. I like the overall presentation here. However, for me, this is a bit too thin for me in terms of the overall presentation, and it's also hard for me to get a good seal because of that shape. It's not an IEM kind of shape. So actually the CK8 is better than the CK9, but it didn't really blow me away. Right, next, and number 5 is the QKZ VK3. So it's a lively sounding IEMs, more lively compared to the CK8 and more lively compared to the CK9. So it's a dynamic sounding IEM, and now improved detail retrieval overall over the 2 IEMs that I have mentioned. So the tonalities and the natural side, also V-shaped, but the bass here is super elevated, around 5 to 10 dB, much like the CK9. But the difference with the CK9 is the VK3 is a more punchy bass, more in your face, boomy kind of bass. So actually for bass heads, you may like the VK3 more than the CK9. So the highs are not super duper extended, but definitely present in the mix. The mids are recessed and a bit thin, so this is not the strength of the VK3. The mids actually has some good detail, but I would say too recessed for me. So the bass is punchy and in the boomy side, and definitely front and center in the mix. And it's also nice that it has a slightly bigger stage with the VK3. However, for me, the bass is a little bit too much for me, and the mids are a little bit too recessed and thin for me. So while the detail retrieval is better, it's improved over the CK8 and CK9, the overall signature is not something that I am a fan of. However, for bass heads, you might actually like the VK3. The VK3 is the most bassy out of all this group. Now going to our number 4, the QKZ CK7. So it's a lively sounding IEM still, dynamic and also warmish in presentation. Tonality is in the natural side. It's a well-rounded IEM now. It's a V-shaped sound. It also has nice extension on top, definitely more extended compared to the VK3. The mids have a mildly lush presentation, so definitely the mids are better here compared to the VK3. That's a slightly punchy bass, but less punchy compared to the VK3. And also fairly good detail retrieval. Actually, for detail, the VK3 is better. However, the CK7 is fairly close to the VK3. So this is not super duper lively compared to the VK3. This has still some relaxed nature to it, so it's not, you know, super duper in your face aggressive. So it's kind of in the middle. So over the VK3, this has a lot better vocal region, so the vocals sound more forward in the mix and also more detailed in the mix. of for vocal heads, you might like the CK7 more. The strength here is definitely the balanced nature in the sound. The signature is very good here. So this is one of the most balanced QKZs. So if you're actually into that kind of signature, the balanced signature, the CK7 might be for you. However, for me, the vocal region, while still already better compared to the VK3 and also the CK8, is still lacking some body still, and also no ear hooks, which is a bit of a bummer. And also the lobes can be a bit finicky. The build quality is not super duper good compared to the other QKZs that I have checked. So this still actually does sound pretty good. I like the sound here now in the CK7. I like the balanced signature overall. So actually from number 4 to number 1, this now the QKZs that I recommend. So next, and number 3 is the QKZ CK5. So this before our best $5 IEM. So it's a lively sounding IEM again. It's dynamic and also warmish in presentation. The tonality is more in the natural side. It's V-shaped, but with bass elevation. So the bass here is more compared to the CK7. So it's much like the CK7, but make the bass maybe +2 to +5 dB more elevated. Actually not too much, but the bass is definitely more present with the CK5. So it's punchy and dominant bass at the bottom, but still having good mids and present highs. So the vocal region is good. It resolves good detail, and while recessed, slightly recessed, still not too recessed for me. The vocal region is still very much listenable. Also good body across the range. It's not as hollow or thin compared to the CK7, so the body here is better compared to the other IEMs that I mentioned. So the strength here is definitely it has good body and also a fun listen because of that, you know, punchy kind of bass at the bottom, while still having good mids and highs. So the cons are the ear hooks are a bit too thick for me. I actually removed it. And also the build quality is left to be desired. Definitely the cable is not, you know, super good looking, and all plastic in design, so, you know, not the strength of the QKZs. But overall, I do like the sound here, even if the build is not super good. These are very nice QKZs. Right now goes to the number 2, which is the QKZ KD7. So I actually haven't reviewed this. Actually, before the VK4, I find that the KD7 for me is the best QKZ. So still maybe in the $5 range. The QKZ KD7 is still the best QKZ. But of course, the best QKZ now belongs to another IEM. So the KD7 over the CK5, the good body is still in the KD7. Though the main difference is the highs are better now with the KD7. It's improved with the KD7. So it's a lively sounding IEM. It's more lively compared to the CK5 because of that more extended highs on top. It's also dynamic and also warmish still in terms of the overall presentation. Tonality is more in the natural side. It's still a V-shaped sound, also with some bass elevation. So the signature is similar to the CK5. So however, compared to the CK5, the bass here is more toned down. It's less punchy. It's less in your face. The mids are actually similar. The highs are more extended in the KD7, so better highs with the KD7 for me, which makes the KD7 a more exciting listen overall, a more revealing listen, and more fun listen overall over the CK5. It's also nice that the bass here is not as punchy as the CK5, so the separation is a bit better with the KD7. So the strength here is definitely the nice signature, good body in the sound, nice extension on top, and not, you know, super duper overwhelming bass. Just all right in terms of the bass region. Cons for me, the design looks a bit hideous for me, so I don't like this kind of QKZ design, much like the CK8. So I like, you know, the IEM kind of design. So yeah, that is might be actually you know, a deal breaker for some. This not the best in looks. So yeah, will be up to you if you like that or not. But for me, yeah, it is a bit hideous looking, but the sound here is really good with the KD7. So the KD7 is like the beauty and the beast, you know, nice sound, but you know, the looks is left to be desired. And now goes to our number 1, you know, the best QKZ for me, and also the best $10 IEM that I have ever listened to, the QKZ VK4. So I already did a review of this and I really like it. So what you get over the KD7 is better micro detail, a better signature also, Also more controlled bass overall and better detail retrieval. So the tonality is better also with the VK4. Lively sound also similar to the KD7, though not as smooth as the KD7. So it's a bit more clean and lean in presentation in the VK4, which improves the separation in the VK4. So the highs have the nice extension and also micro detail. Mids also a lot of detail, and even in the vocal region is very good. So even if it's a bit recessed, the vocal region is still very much listenable. So the bass is controlled and not overpowering also. So across the board, this is a better QKZ for me. It has a better signature, better detail, better fit on the ear. It has some ear hooks. It has that IEM kind of look. Actually nice looking for me. So yeah, this is the best QKZ for me, hands down. Across the board, this is upgraded compared to the other QKZs that I have mentioned. So in terms of cons, the mids can be still recessed, compared to more expensive IEMs, not QKZs, but yeah, compared to more expensive IEMs, the mids can still be too recessed. So if the mids are actually plus 2 dB more forward in the mix, this will be a better IEM for me. But this is still very, very nice sounding in the VK4. Alright, so that is our ultimate comparison of QKZs here in this channel. So there's a lot of QKZs, but definitely kind of pick one, which one is for you. For me, still the VK4 or the KD7, that's kind of my favorite. But definitely as for the price that you're paying for QKZs, they're actually pretty good, especially in the budgetfi range. Under $10, there's not a lot of IEMs there, with that kind of IEM design. So definitely QKZ is really doing a good job covering that kind of price range with this setup. So which QKZ did you pick? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And of course, if you want to get any QKZs, use my links below. It will help out the channel a lot. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.